Hey everyone, and welcome back to Keep It Glossy. Tonight I'm going to be doing a makeup look using the UCANBE palette, Pretty All Set. So stay tuned, you won't want to miss this look, and as always, like and subscribe. Mwah. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Keep It Glossy. I've been on a little hiatus lately because I've been fighting a cold, but now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better, I figured why not do a makeup look with y'all? So let's get started. First, we're going to prime our face. And as always, I'm using Ulta Beauty's Keep Shining. Make sure to get that blended in really well. Then we're going to get our eyes ready for the shadow. Okay, so let's get started. So I wanted to do something a little fun now that I'm back. So we're going to do a 4-color look, but it's going to be different shades. So let's go ahead and start with our first one. So for our base, we're going to go ahead with this dark blue right here because I want to do kind of like an evening look tonight. So go ahead and get some on your brush. And let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start on my outer, just tapping it on lightly. I don't want to be too heavy. Starting on the outer, and then I'm going to move it over towards my inner, just like this. Get a little more if you need. Tap on the outer, and then move it all the way into your inner. Just like that. Okay, now that both eyes are done and they look pretty even, we could move on to our second shadow. Okay, so for this shadow, we're going to do this color up here. So wet your brush with a little primer water, like always, and let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and put some of that shadow on our brush. And we're going to go on the end, and I'm just gently tapping it on the end. I don't want to put too much because I don't know how wide I want my space to be for this color yet. So to start, I'm just tapping it gently on the end. And I'm also getting that line up top so it looks more clean. So I'm starting to form a straight line up top as well. Just like this. And then I can just fill it in. Just like that. Okay, so now that that color is on, let's go ahead and get our third color. So as always, wet your brush, and we're going to go ahead and do this green up top right here. Okay, so let's go right next to that second shade. We're going to go right in the middle, gently tap it on to get our area all the way to the top here. We want to define that line just like this and start filling it in. Get a little bit more shadow if you need. And this time we're going to start blending it in to that blue. So I'm just swiping it into the blue just like this. To blend them together. And I'm also starting to go a little bit into our inner with this color as well. Okay, and repeat this on your second eye. Okay, so now that our third color is on, it's looking pretty good. So now we're going to go ahead and put our last color on. And we're going to go ahead and do this orangey golden color right here. Again, that's this color right here. Put some primer on your brush and go ahead and get started. So for this, we're going to start on the inner and then go towards that green. So we're going to go on the inner. Wow, that looks really nice. This is kind of giving like a Mardi Gras feel, don't you think? All right, so to find that line up top and put it into the green so it blends in just like that. Okay, so now that all of our shades are on our lids, I gotta say, I'm really loving this look. I hope you are too. Now we can go back and see if we want to define any of the colors and just enhance any of the shadows. And we'll also clean up our excess as well. So let's go ahead and do that. I think I want to add a little bit on the end with that blue. It seems like the blue might have gotten a tad bit lost. So let's go ahead and define that color a little bit. All right, so now that our shadows are done, let's go ahead and work on our brows. So the first thing that I do is I go ahead and brush them. And then I'm just going to fill in any bare spots. So I start at the beginning and I just go all the way to the end. And I just go in an upwards motion just like this. Okay, so now that our brows are done, I went a little darker and a little bit more bold because I felt like it went good with the look. Now we can go ahead and put our eyeliner on. Everybody's favorite part, right? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so you're going to do your waterline, starting inwards and then going all the way across. And then to top that off, you're going to get a brush like this. You're going to add a little black matte shadow to it. And you're just going to go over top of that waterline where you put your liner. And go all the way across like that. Well, if you haven't already noticed, I did skip a step, and that was putting on my falsies. If you couldn't tell by now, I do have extensions on, so I won't be using falsies for a couple of my videos. But what I am going to do is I'm going to brush them and make sure that they're all in line. So at this point, if you already have eyelash extensions on, brush them, make sure they're good. And if not, then go ahead and put your falsies on. Finally, it's time for our foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and do this step off camera, but I am using Maybelline's Matte and Poreless Fit Me liquid foundation. And also, you could put your concealer on as well at this step. So I'm going to go put that on and I'll be right back. All right, so next we're going to go ahead and use our brush. I'm using Ulta Beauty Pink with Envy as always. So go ahead and put some on your blush brush and add it on your cheeks. All right, and last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add our lip color. I'm going to do this step off camera, but I'm using the brand Ulta Beauty, and the color is Social Status. And I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, it's one of my favorite colors. I use it all the time. And here is your finished look. I don't think it's so bad for someone who's just getting over a cold. Well, as always, thanks for joining. And always remember, keep it glossy. Mwah.